if you can tell us a little bit about what you hope to accomplish with this trip.
Sure. We'll be meeting with the Prime Minister, the Foreign Minister, and many others while we're in Addis Ababa. It's part of an ongoing effort that I, as chairman of the Africa Committee, and many other members have undertaken for decades to try to promote peace, reconciliation, and human rights in Ethiopia. I did Res 128 just this past July, that laid out a number of benchmarks that we in the Congress feel should be achieved to show that this government is moving in the right direction. For example, the release of all the political prisoners. There's no reason why there be any political prisoner. If somebody commits violence, that's one thing. But when somebody is agitating for reform, is peacefully picketing, that person should not be rounded up and thrown into a hellhole.
Will these changes that you were mentioning, release of prisoners and other dramatic changes that Ethiopia is seeing, will these changes stick?
I believe they'll stick as long as the political will is there. There needs to be cooperation on all fronts. You know, the diaspora who will be returning, the men and women who are part of the opposition who have been justifiably aggrieved and feel that they have been wronged, they now have a seat at the table. I think the Parliament needs to work in a very cooperative way with the Prime Minister. And there are other systemic problems like the proclamations dealing with anti-terrorism that need to be amended. There is a group of people, about a dozen or so, who are looking at it, lawyers trying to come up with changes there. Very often the pretext for crackdowns, and this is global, is invoking, well, we're just trying to mitigate terrorism. That doesn't cut it when it's being used against people who just want to have their say in the process and, you know, democracy and recognition of fundamental, universally recognized human rights.
What other potential fault lines that you would see could happen in the moving forward of Ethiopia's political situation?
Well, there's still some problems with Somali region in terms of its government. There is the former finance minister has now assumed the leadership there, and the previous person has been incarcerated. I believe that, you know, even there, the appeal has to be for everyone to stand down and let democracy work. Discuss things at a table. Never use violence. Violence has to be completely, laid aside because that's not the way forward.